Hi there. Today's video is why do black women give black men such a hard time? Well, I'm going to show you a video. It's starring Denzel Washington. It's a very short clip, but I think it's going to give you an idea. Okay?
Can I ask you a question? Hell, you got to ask me, Mr. Stewicki, the one you got the questions for. How come you ain't never liked me? Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you when I stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. I asked you a question. What law is there say I got to like you? None. All right, then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Yeah. Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me. Yes, sir. You eat every day. Yes, sir. Got a roof over your head. Yes, sir. Got clothes on your back. Yes, sir. Why you think that is? Because of you? Hell, I know it's because of me. But why do you think that is? Because you like me? Like you. I go out of here every morning. I bust my butt putting up with them crackers every day because I like you. You're about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my job. It's my responsibility. A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. And because I like you, because it's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Now let's get this straight right here and now before I go along any further. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday because he like me. He give it to me because he owe me. Now I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life. Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your black ass wasn't part of the bargain. Now don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, then get the hell out of my face and get on down to that A&P.
Yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting portrayal of what people expect from each other, especially in couples. If you think back to 1920s, 1930s, I'm sure some of you have seen those old films. It was just a duty. The man looked after the women and the women did the housework, and things have changed. But that is a very key thing. We are looking for approval of each other all the time. And when we don't get that approval, because our self-esteem is low, it's demotivating. So we don't want to try. And what that clip is telling us is that regardless of how people talk to you and how people behave, we have a responsibility to each other. Not to give up, not to walk off, because it's our duty. It's our duty to provide, and it's our duty to be responsible. So similarly, when women give men a hard time, it's because they know their innate power and value, and we know what you can do. We know what you're capable of. And just because you've had an easy ride for whatever reason, you might not have thought it was an easy ride, but you know, a lot of men, some of their mothers have spoilt them. Some of them didn't grow up with their fathers, so they didn't have that male support. But it doesn't matter. There are so many men who grew up without fathers, who grew up in abusive homes with their mothers, who saw death and destruction at every corner, or who was in the army and they saw all kind of tragedies and they witnessed it, but it's kind of propelled them on. So what is it about some people that the slightest little setback sets them back, and for some the setback propels them forward? Need to look into that. So when women are giving you a hard time, don't take it to heart. Just try and see the underlying motive. What is she really telling me? What is she trying to do? I mean, I don't know if you watch Love Island, but Wes and Laura, you know, I was talking to somebody and saying, you know, Laura's treating him okay. She just wants the best for him. Somebody else said, no, she's putting him down. That was a white woman, by the way, who was putting him down. But it all depends. In the way I interpreted it is that when she's saying, look, you know, you need to tell me what you want and what you're doing and how this and that, she was trying to get him to grow and mature. But he perceived it as her not having his back and putting him down and blah, blah, blah. So we have to grow alligator skins. We cannot be fragile to fight a war. And this is a war. It shouldn't be a war between black women and black men. But there is a war going on, and we cannot let words and, you know, telling offs or, you know, a little bit of aggression defeat us. We can't do that. We get it all the time. And we will continue to get it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a black woman telling you or a white person telling you. It still hurts the same way, but you have to grow an alligator skin and let the water run off your back. Otherwise, you're going to be fragile. You're not going to have any strength. You're going to be weak. And, you know, you're going to feel defeated. And you're not going to win any battles that way. So, you know, it is about communication and communicating in a way that's best for both people. So women, if you are a bit harsh, you know, curtail it, because, you know, even though men come over with their strength and their power and their six-pack, they're very sensitive beings and they're very fragile, and we have great expectations for them. And sometimes they cannot fulfill it for whatever reason. Whether it's their background, whatever it is, sometimes they cannot fulfill it. Not everybody you can talk to a certain way can handle it. Personally, I'm quite a strong woman. I'll talk to one man and say the same thing, like, you know, what you know, like say, where I'm going with or something. And they take it to heart. Another one will see it as light-hearted and say, oh, you're too feisty, you know. So it all depends. It all depends on the individual. So it's about gauging individuals and tempering your conversation to suit them, so you do get a positive effect and you do bring out the best in each other. And that's all I've got to say. Okay, bye.